Hi people. So they say we have COVID. My baby and I have COVID. I can't believe that. How can we be having COVID without knowing? We don't have any symptom. My baby is not having any symptom. Myself, I'm not having any symptom. And all they could tell me is that we are having COVID without symptoms. How can you be sick without having even a single symptom of it? I believe God will save us, because I don't know what's next. That brought me here and I'm here in this room. I don't know if they'll be giving me some unnecessary injections. I don't just know, but I believe and I pray to God that He should see me through. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you to each and every one of you keep returning to my channel. Thank you so much. And if you're tuning to my video for the very first time, you're highly welcome. Please do not forget to hit the subscription button and turn on the bell icon. I want to share with you how my son and I tested positive for COVID when he was only 6 weeks old. Okay, all right. It was back in January when my son was 6 weeks old. Yeah, when I gave birth to my son, I noticed he was having a lot of trouble. He first of all had breathing issues. I was getting a lot of noise when he's breathing. I called the pediatrician. I complained to her. She said everything is okay, that it's normal, that when I come on my appointment date, she was going to check out things. So I started watching videos on YouTube. I watched a couple of videos and I came across a video that says it is normal for some time, but if you exceed some period of time, then it should be a call for concern. So it went away, but he started suffering from stomach cramps. He was suffering from stomach cramps. He could cry for like 6 hours. I remember sharing some of my experience here with you guys. He could cry for like 6 hours straight, non-stop. I'll be so restless. By this time, I was having my stitches. They were so painful. I was so frustrated, so traumatized about the whole issue. So then I kept complaining to the pediatrician. She asked me to buy colic drops, blah blah blah. I'll buy. Nothing was helping. It came to a point where he started vomiting. My son could vomit everything, I mean everything, out of his stomach. I noticed that during the period when he's vomiting, his tummy will be bubbling. I'll get a bubbling sound from one side of his stomach. I complained this to the pediatrician. I told him, look, my son is vomiting. She said it's normal for babies to vomit, but I insisted that it was too much. I showed her some short videos. I showed her some short pictures. So when I showed the pediatrician, she said, okay, this is a call for concern that my son needs to be admitted and be monitored for 24 hours. I said, okay, there's no problem. Even though I wasn't prepared for it, I just had to stay at the hospital. And by then, it was so strict because of COVID. You know, then in January, it was places were so tense. So many countries were still on lockdown. Here as well, it was on lockdown. Places were so tense because of COVID. So they said before taking us to the world, they have to run a COVID test. By this time, they have put a cannula on his hand, on his arm. We're waiting for our COVID results. They did a COVID test and we're waiting for the results. We waited and waited. I noticed people were already going. The hospital was almost closing. There was an English woman who came there before me, who came there after me. She was also to be admitted. They ran the test on her. They did mine before her, but her result came out before mine. I waited and waited. I told the pediatrician that I want to go home. I want to know what's going on. I've been here for about 2 to 3 hours. There's no result, nothing. I don't understand. Later, one pediatrician came in and told me that, look, your son has tested positive for COVID. I was like, huh? What I say, my son, my 6-week-old son, we've been at home all this while. How comes my son is testing positive for COVID? Later, his own pediatrician came in. She came and told us that, look, the two of you have tested positive for COVID, that we are going to another city that they're taking us to, where they handle COVID cases that is not in this hospital. So while we were waiting, that we should wait for the ambulance, that ambulance will be here in 30 minutes time. I was like, what? I said no. I said it's not true. We are not COVID positive. I started arguing with them because I had my full confidence that we weren't positive, and we've been at home all this while. The person we were living with one other lady at home. She was pregnant, and I was just trying to think, how comes by then? Jesus Christ, you guys should see the struggle. So by then we were just three of us, I, my son, and this other lady. So I told them no. I was arguing. She said blah blah blah. Since I was so angry, they brought a counselor to counsel me, to tell me that it's nothing, that if they should treat us, there's nothing, but if I refuse to go, then I might not be able to leave after 45 days, blah blah blah. Hearing about the vaccine, that are going to bring in vaccines to vaccinate people. So to me, I was thinking maybe when I get there, they'll say since I'm already at risk, that I should get vaccinated. So that was my fear, one of my fears. I argued. I received, they asked me to get into one office, that I should sit there. I should not sit where people see me, where people will come in contact with me. So I sat there. I called my husband. I told him. He said I should calm down, that we should go to the hospital in that city. I was very angry. I had no clothes, nothing. Okay, the person who came with me, the person who brought me to the hospital, when she heard that we were to be admitted, she went to a store. She bought diapers. She bought some few things for the baby. And she said we shouldn't bother, that 24 hours will be over. Then they broke the news that we were positive. So it was kinda, this person now said we should go, that we should just go. I was so angry. I said no, I wasn't prepared for this. I don't have any symptom. My thought comes. Then suddenly my phone rang. I received a call from the hospital we were to be taken to. The nurse called that they said positive, that you've tested positive, that they'll bring you guys here, you and your son. I said no, I'm not positive. I was trying to argue with her. She realized that I was so angry. I wasn't accepting the results. I said, if you want me to come there, then you have to agree that when I arrive there, you guys are going to do another test and confirm it. The one they did here was not my own result. They brought someone else's result to me. She said, okay, there's no problem, that we should just come. The doctor convinced me, and I agreed to go. When we arrived at the hospital, where they took us to, where I could not see anyone, we could not see anybody. Where you look at the mirror, where you look at the window, what you see is bush. So they took us there. I asked them to repeat the test. We agreed on that. When I arrived there, they are going to redo the test. They said no, they are not doing that. I was like, wow. So these people actually tricked me. See, my son was already with a cannula. I think my pediatrician informed them that they were about to do some checkups on my son. So they decided to remove that cannula and put another one. I said they struggled and struggled. They were just piercing his arms. They couldn't, I don't know if they couldn't pick the right vein or what. They'll pierce, they'll put it and they'll remove it. They'll remove. My son is going through pain. He was screaming, crying, struggling with the pain. They were there. They'll remove, they'll put here, they'll choke here, they'll remove. His arms started swelling up. I asked them to stop that. They should just let him be. So they decided, they left him. They brought me food. Before we came to that hospital, I insisted that they should take me home to pick some of my clothes. So the ambulance took me home. I picked some clothes and we came. Even though I forgot the most important things that I was supposed to pick. So when we came, I was so confident. I opened the diaper that the person who took me to the hospital, they bought me diapers. I opened the diaper. To my greatest shock, it was adult diapers. I screamed, Jesus, what am I going to do? So I called the hospital that we were. I called that hospital. I told them please, I need diaper for my son. They said there are no diapers, there are no diapers. So about 1 hour later, they brought about 4 diapers. They said those were the only diapers remaining. I was so confused because my son was just pooping, little, babies, 6 weeks old babies. Oh my god, there was no Wi-Fi. They sent me, my husband sent me data. I started calling people asking for help. My husband's friend brought diapers, bought some emergency things that I needed, brought them to the hospital. Before then, I pleaded with the nurses, I pleaded with the hospital staff that please, they should get me some of these things that I need, so I'll pay them. They refused. They said no, they're not doing that. So my husband's friend brought these things to me. I was so happy. The next day, another pediatrician came. She told me, she introduced herself. She said she's the one assigned for today. She checked. She said everything is okay. They checked his breathing. They checked his temperature. Everything was okay. Then the vomiting part, they asked me. I said no, it's no longer vomiting. I was just no. And the vomiting has no connection with COVID. So I just told them no, it's not vomiting. So they'll come and check. They said everything is okay. It was on intensive care according to what they said. They'll bring me food, bring a lot of stuff for us. What they do is that they don't even come in contact with me. God. So when they want to give me food, they'll just press a button. They'll send the food. When I want to communicate with them, I'll just press a button and I'll say whatever I want to say. Then they'll hear. When they want to talk to me, they'll talk and I'll be hearing their voice randomly. Maybe there was something there so that was how we stayed there. There was no symptom. We stayed there for 2 days. There was no symptom. They decided to discharge us. They asked us to go. They sent the ambulance. They said we should quarantine for 2 weeks. That was how we quarantined for 2 weeks. And the person we were living with, she went immediately when I told her. She went and tested. Her result came out negative. I don't know how comes my son and I tested positive. Yeah, even till now, I can't even, So that's just it. That's just the story. I don't know if there's any one of you out there who have ever tested positive while you were negative. You were actually negative. You had no symptom. Yeah, to date, we have no symptom. They didn't give us any medication, nothing. Yeah, so this is just it. This is what I want to share with you. Thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell icon, and stay tuned to my channel. Thank you so much. Bye.